Hey everyone, welcome back to another session of IELTS Speaking Passive Listening. I'm Kevin Wynn, and I'm super excited to bring you our 7th topic today, sustainable fashion and consumer choices. This is a growing area of discussion, and I can't wait for you to dive in with us. Be sure to check out the full transcript and some handy key phrases in the description to boost your score. For today's session, we'll have examiner Lisa Lai guiding the test, Olive Wynn demonstrating band 5 to 6 responses, and Mary showing us what a band 7 plus answer looks like. So grab your notes and let's get started on this eco-friendly journey.
Hi, Olive. It's great to see you again. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Lisa Lai, and I'll be your examiner today. Olive, could you remind our viewers of your full name?
Hey, Lisa. It's awesome to be back. Hi, everyone. My full name is Olive Wynn, but you can just call me Olive.
Thanks, Olive. And as usual, can I see your identification, please?
Sure, here it is, as always.
Hello everyone, I'm Mary. It's great to join the test once again. Today I'll be here as a Band 7 Plus candidate, helping you all see how to discuss sustainable fashion and consumer choices in the best possible way.
Thanks, Mary, and thanks to all our viewers for tuning in again. Let's jump right into today's topic, sustainable fashion and consumer choices. All right, Olive. Let's talk about sustainable fashion, a growing trend today. Do you care about sustainable fashion?
Yeah, I think it's important, like buying clothes that don't harm the planet. I try to buy less stuff, and focus on quality over quantity. It's, better for the environment, I guess. I don't always buy a lot, but when I do, I try to pick items that are more sustainable.
Interesting, thank you. Mary, what about you? Do you care about sustainable fashion?
As far as I'm concerned, sustainable fashion is crucial for reducing environmental impact. Take, for instance, choosing eco-friendly brands that focus on ethical production. What's more, supporting these brands helps reduce the carbon footprint of our wardrobes. To be perfectly honest, it feels good to know that my choices contribute to sustainability. At the end of the day, making informed decisions about what we wear can make a significant difference for the planet.
Great. Do you buy secondhand clothes?
Sometimes, yeah, like I bought a jacket from a thrift store once. It's, cheaper and kind of fun to find something unique. I don't do it all the time, but when I do, it feels good knowing that I'm not buying new clothes that might harm the planet.
Thanks, Olive. Mary, do you buy secondhand clothes?
To be perfectly honest, I've started exploring secondhand shopping to support sustainability. Take my recent purchase of a vintage jacket from a thrift store. For instance, it's not only cost-effective but also promotes upcycling. On the whole, buying secondhand is a great way to reduce waste and embrace conscious consumerism. What's more, it feels rewarding to find unique, pre-loved items that are still in great condition.
Nice. Why do you think people buy fast fashion?
Well, fast fashion is, cheap and easy to find. It's like trendy, and people can get the clothes they want really quickly, my friends. Buy a lot of fast fashion because it's affordable, but, I think it's not the best for the environment.
Thank you, Olive. Mary, why do you think people buy fast fashion?
It is widely believed that the appeal of fast fashion lies in its affordability and the ability to keep up with trends. On the one hand, it allows people to buy trendy pieces at low prices. On the other hand, it raises ethical concerns, such as poor labor conditions and environmental degradation. A case in point is the mass production of low-cost garments that contribute significantly to waste and pollution. Ultimately, convenience and cost drive its popularity, despite the hidden costs.
Thanks for your insightful answers, both of you. Now, let's move on to part 2. All right, now we're moving on to part 2. I'll give you a topic card and a piece of paper for notes. You'll have a minute to prepare, and then I'd like you to speak for up to 2 minutes on the topic. Ready?
Ready.
Perfect. Your time starts now. Take your time to think and organize your thoughts. All right, Olive, you can begin speaking now.
Okay. So last year, I bought a bag from a secondhand store. I did it because, I think it's better for the planet, you know? Not buying new things helps reduce waste, and, it's more sustainable. I felt good about it because I wasn't supporting fast fashion, and I didn't, spend a lot of money. The bag was, unique, and it was, eco-friendly. I also, liked the fact that it was pre-loved, you know, not brand new. I felt proud because, I wasn't contributing to the waste that, fast fashion creates. I think it made me realize that I should, be more mindful when I buy clothes. It made me, think about how much stuff I don't really need and how buying secondhand is, a good option. It also made me feel like, I was doing something small to help the planet. What's more, I, realized that I could, buy fewer things and still look good, so I'm thinking of doing it again. I don't want to, support brands that don't care about the environment.
To be perfectly honest, last year I made a sustainable fashion choice when I decided to purchase a secondhand jacket from a local thrift store. As far as I'm concerned, this decision was deeply influenced by my growing awareness of the devastating environmental impact of fast fashion. Take, for instance, the staggering carbon footprint of mass-producing inexpensive clothes that often end up in landfills after being worn only a few times. On the one hand, fast fashion promises convenience and affordability. On the other hand, it leads to the overconsumption of resources and contributes to significant waste. A case in point is how my decision to buy a pre-loved item allowed me to, in some small way, reduce the demand for new garments while also giving the jacket a new life. What's more, I felt empowered knowing that I was making a conscious decision that aligned with my values of sustainability. This choice was not only about saving money, but also about supporting a movement that promotes ethical practices in the fashion industry. At the end of the day, it made me feel proud to have contributed to the reduction of waste and the promotion of sustainable consumption. Now, I'm much more mindful of what I buy, and I've shifted toward purchasing more ethically produced items, as I realize that every small step contributes to a larger goal of protecting our environment.
Thank you for sharing that, Olive and Mary. It sounds like both of you have really thought about your sustainable fashion choices. Now, let's discuss this a bit more. Do you think more people should take sustainable fashion choices more seriously?
Yeah. I think people should, pay more attention to it. You know, the planet is, important. If we don't protect the environment, it could, be a problem. I think some people don't realize it, though, until something happens to, make them care.
Definitely. As more people start to realize the impact of their actions, I believe we'll see a shift toward more responsible consumerism. Many people, however, don't think about the consequences of fast fashion until it's too late. What's more, I think it's essential that brands be held accountable for their role in promoting wasteful consumption. Ultimately, I believe that raising awareness about sustainable fashion is crucial in driving change.
Great job in part 2, Olive and Mary. Now let's move on to a broader discussion about sustainable fashion. I'll ask you some more thought-provoking questions. Ready?
We're ready.
How has sustainable fashion influenced the way people use technology?
I think it's made people more, aware of, what they buy online. People now search for eco-friendly brands or try to find like sustainable clothes on apps. They also use the internet to learn about how fast fashion affects the planet. It's like easier now to find secondhand stores online too. I think it's changed how people shop.
Thank you, Olive. Mary, what do you think? How has sustainable fashion influenced the way people use technology?
It is widely believed that sustainable fashion has significantly impacted the way people engage with technology. On the one hand, many are now using digital platforms to research ethical and eco-friendly brands. On the other hand, apps and websites are providing greater access to secondhand shopping, which has become a viable and popular alternative to buying new. What's more, social media has played a huge role in raising awareness about sustainability, with influencers promoting conscious consumerism and encouraging more sustainable choices. At the end of the day, technology has made it easier to make informed, responsible decisions about fashion, contributing to a more sustainable future.
Should companies be held accountable for promoting sustainable fashion?
Yeah, I think they should, companies, they sell a lot of clothes, so they should, make sure they're not harming the environment. Like, they should use eco-friendly materials and, try to, recycle stuff. It's their job, I think, to help make, fashion better for the planet.
Thank you, Olive. And Mary, what's your opinion on this?
Absolutely. Companies have a significant responsibility in promoting sustainable fashion. Take, for example, brands that use recycled materials or upcycling to reduce waste and improve their environmental impact. What's more, companies must be transparent about their ethical practices and actively work towards reducing their carbon footprint. At the end of the day, if they fail to prioritize sustainability, they risk losing consumer trust and damaging their long-term reputation.
Do you think individuals have enough control over their own fashion choices and the environmental impact of those choices?
I think people can make their own choices, but it's not always easy. Some clothes are like cheap and people just want to buy what's trendy. But if they're more like aware of the environment, they can choose like better options. It's hard, but I think it's important.
Thanks, Olive. How about you, Mary? Do you think individuals have enough control over their fashion choices?
Definitely. Individuals should have the power to make informed choices about their fashion and the environmental impact of those choices. What's more, as people become more aware of the environmental consequences of fast fashion, they're increasingly opting for sustainable alternatives. From choosing eco-friendly materials to supporting ethical brands, individuals can have a significant influence on the fashion industry. At the end of the day, it's up to consumers to decide whether to prioritize sustainability or convenience, but they certainly have the control to make impactful choices.
How can governments help promote sustainable fashion practices?
I think governments can make rules, to like stop companies from making bad clothes that hurt the planet. They can make sure companies are following rules about sustainability and maybe give like rewards to companies that do good things for the environment.
Thank you, Olive. Mary, do you think governments can help promote sustainable fashion?
Absolutely. Governments can play a pivotal role in encouraging sustainable fashion by implementing regulations that require companies to follow ethical and environmentally friendly practices. Take the European Union's Green Deal, for instance, which sets ambitious goals for sustainability across various industries, including fashion. What's more, governments can incentivize companies to adopt eco-friendly production processes and introduce educational campaigns to raise public awareness. At the end of the day, it is through government support and regulation that sustainable practices can be promoted on a large scale.
Thank you both for your thoughtful answers today. That concludes our speaking session. Remember, sustainable fashion is not just a trend, it's a crucial step toward protecting our environment. I hope you continue to explore eco-friendly choices and inspire others to do the same.
That wraps up our 7th IELTS speaking simulation on sustainable fashion and consumer choices. Grab the full transcript in the description for Band 7 plus vocabulary and phrases, or turn on captions to follow along. Hope this got you thinking about staying secure online. Give us a like, subscribe to the IELTS Speaking Listening Test, Passive Listening channel, and share your sustainable style tips in the comments. See you in our 8th session.